in DC at the King Tut exhibit. First thing I see, ancient Kemetic art. This device gives a brief description of the artifacts in the exhibit. This is a replica of King Tut's statue. More beautiful ancient Kemetic artwork of Africans in the grapevines. Oh yeah, the nappy bush and the dreads. This is the bloodline of King Tut during the 18th dynasty, which I don't believe. Of course they blew his nose off, but they keep saying the Egyptians was white and Arabs. That's not a white nose or white lips. Lies. This is King Tut's father Akhenaten and mother-in-law Nefertiti. This is a diagram of King Tut's burial chamber. Africans quarried this in a mountain. This is a replica of the Rosetta Stone. It was used to decipher hieroglyphics, ancient Roman, Celtic, and they still don't understand ancient hieroglyphics still to this day. Completely. This is Isis, and the symbol of the star represents Sirius, the star system. This was a dope presentation before we went to go see King Tut's treasures. Now, King Tut's treasures is set up exactly how Harvard Carter seen him when he entered the tomb. This is how it was set up when he first knocked the wall down. This is how it looked. These are all replicas. These are King Tut's ancient Kemetic soldiers who was guarding watch over his sarcophagus in his burial chamber. Black Kemetic soldiers. Once they knocked the wall down, it exposed the sarcophagus. But the sarcophagus of King Tut was way bigger than this. But this is how his burial chamber room looked. Yo, this was made from solid gold. The details were so fucking serious, man. So serious, so detailed. Definitely had technology. Now this is how everything in the tomb looked when they first raided the tomb. You can see King Tut and his wife. You can see Anubis. You can see the cow Hathor, goddess. You can see Apet on top of the Ark of the Covenant. Whoever made these replicas did a good ass job, because these was highly crafted replicas. They took this shit serious because they looked real. More ancient Kemetic paintings that was in the burial chamber of King Tut. King Tut's coffin was inside of this solid gold warehouse inside of the mountain. This is an image of Isis. You can tell by her hairdress, and she has an ankh, which represents life, fertility. This shit was so detailed. This is the solid gold storage where King Tut's coffin was stored. As you can see, the diagram was on the floor. This is a depiction of the gods, or the ancient Kemetics called them Neteru. This depicts the image of the sky goddess Nut and her husband Geb as they give birth to the Neterus as Set, Asura, and Seth. Asura and King Tut. These paintings was in his burial chamber. Another picture of a Set, Osiris. Look at the Africans. I love ancient Kemetic art and hieroglyphics. Look how massive these gold boxes was, of which King Tut's burial chamber was in. Look how detailed these replicas is. Shit was so beautiful, bro. I want to go back out there and record it with the light on. this being inside of a fucking mountain? This is King Tut and the Ouroboros. That snake biting his tail represents eternity. This is the ancient Kemetic bloodline of the ancient Africans who ruled Kemet in the lineage of the bloodlines. I mean, look at the dreadlocks. Look at the craftsmanship of our ancient ancestors. Look at the solid gold sarcophagus which King Tut's body was in. Look at his coffin. This is the goddess Mayat on the foot of the gold coffin of King Tut. Like I said, these replicas are so fucking detailed. It's crazy. Here we go again with the goddess Neteru, Mayat, on the foot of the golden coffin in which King Tut's body was in. Look how detailed the goddess Mayat is. Can you imagine how stunning this treasure was when these white men broke into the burial chamber and seen black African excellence? This is why they still dig in ancient Kemet today, and they keep digging up black bodies, black pharaohs, black queens. The craftsmanship on these treasures was fucking mind-blowing 6,000-7,000 years ago. Thousands of years ago, the detail and craftsmanship is crazy. Now this is King Tut's infamous burial mass, and he still looks like the African he was thousands of years ago. Now these was real gold jewelry anklets that they had on display of a Wajid, Thoth, Dahuti, Anubis, ancient Kemetic artifacts. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing how tech our ancient African ancestors was. This is a royal headdress with the Kundalini snake Apet, the cosmic serpent, Apet. This was called the Ark of the Covenant in ancient times, would hold the organs of King Tut. King Tut gold toys. The craftsmanship of ancient Kemetic is crazy. This is the god Ptah, which the Grammys stole their image from. Ptah, the creator god. This is King Tut holding Hathor, the goddess, the avatar, head statue. Can you imagine when they went and broke into this tomb of all these ancient golden artifacts? This stuff was made from solid gold, crafted from solid gold. It's mind-blowing. Where are these artifacts now, the real artifacts? Because if these are the replicas, who has the real artifacts? Stolen antiquity. The Vatican has a 50-mile underground library of ancient artifacts that they have stolen from indigenous people globally. The cosmic serpent, Apet. More ancient artifacts of King Tut. These are actually real artifacts that's in the glass and not replicas. And these are miniature statues of the beautiful ancient Kemetic women who are not white or Arabic. More ancient gold artifacts of King Tut and his grandmother Queen Ta, and some of the hair follicles, which is a dreadlock. Man, this was a dope ass exhibit. I'm definitely glad I came. An ancient golden shrine which pay homage to all the Neterus, the gods of ancient Kemet, and the history of King Tut and his lineage was all inscribed on that. Now we go into King's TUT chariot, which was mind-blowing because I'd never seen this in any of these ancient Kemetic books of how he had surrounding Nubian African tribes enslaved. The detail and the craftsmanship inside of King's TUT chariot was so detailed and so fucking mind-blowing, bro. I wanted to spend more hours just recording and taking massive pictures of this stuff because I can't believe this was crafted thousands of years ago with the god beast, the Neteru beast or best. Now this is the front of the chariot where we have sun god Horus, where the story of Jesus was stolen from. We have more artwork of King Tut trampling on the Nubians. Ancient African Kemetic hieroglyphics of the King Tut story and life. In 2025, they still don't fully comprehend or understand these hieroglyphics. This is the god beast, crafted out of ivory tusks. Look at the craftsmanship. Now remember, this is made from ivory, elephant tusks, and gold. The craftsmanship is crazy. King Tut had an image of himself on his cologne bottle, a black Kemetic pharaoh. This is King Tut being rubbed down with frankincense oil or shea butter by his wife, Amana. This chair was so crafted to be a replica, and King Tut has his foot on the Asians, the Greeks, and the Nubians. And Apet, the serpent god again, is surrounding and protecting him. Symbolisms affects the subconscious. Our ancestors knew this centuries ago. These was your headrest or your pillows that you laid your head on. They was quite detailed as well. Look at the craftsmanship of these chairs. Why chairs are not built like this today? The ancient Kemetic Africans was the first interior decorators, hands down. The craftsmanship of any other ancient culture or civilization blows it out the water. This is the board game Senet, which chess derives from as it was modernized later on. This was a dope ass exhibit in DC. Now this blew my mind with a Nubian and Asian prisoners on the staff of King Tut. This was mind blowing. The craftsmanship once again was A1, thousands of years ago. This is the crook and the flail, what represents royalty in ancient Kemet. This was just so stunning and immaculate. I love ancient Kemet.